Thank you, Hayden. Thank you all for sticking around. Of course, some of your seats have super glue on them, so you have no choice. All right, we have flyers on the glass case in the front of the room. Feel free to take them, otherwise it remains a fire hazard. Going back to Sunday, Henry David Thoreau, it wasn't Thoreau, he pronounced it Thoreau, died of the consumption at age 46 in 1862. Randall Jarrell, American poet, World War II era born 1914. Christian Morgenstern, German Romantic era poet, 1871. For all you bulls out there, we have Bob Seger, yes, the Bob Seger, 1945. And L. Frank Baum died somewhere in a field of poppies, 1919. On the 7th, Robert Browning, the great Robert Browning, 1812, Johannes Brahms, now we're talking, 1833, Peter Tchaikovsky, we are talking there as well, 1840, and the American poet Archibald MacLeish, enemy of Robert Frost. You can go look it up. 1892, Michael Rosen, British poet, 1946, Rabindranath Tagore, born in India in 1862. On the 8th, we have Gary Snyder, 88 years old. Gary Snyder, imagine that. The great Mary Lou Williams, jazz pianist and composer. She was born 1910. The 9th, Charles Simic, you ought to read his work, 1938. Mona Van Dunn, born in 1921. The American poet Jory Graham, she was born in 1950. Father Daniel Berrigan, born in 1921. I think he died 2 years ago. He was 95, something like that, yeah. Jane Cortez, another American poet, born on the 10th in 1936. Here's one you've all studied, of course. Johann Peter Hebel, German poet, 1760. And for all you young people out there, Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire was born in 1899 on the 10th. And then we also have Donovan, born in, I think it was Edinburgh, Scotland, 1946. Sid Vicious, 1957. Bono, you might call him Paul Hewson, 1960. Today we have the great Irving Berlin in 1888. Salvador Dali, he was probably never born, but he came through in 1904. And Bob Marley's death in 1981 of cancer. How old was he? 44? 43? There's just a few under the Taurus. And here's one or two from the birthday poets. I hope everyone is resting comfortably. All right. Let's see. Archibald MacLeish, The Reconciliation. Time, like the repetitions of a child's piano, brings me the room again, the shallow lamp, the love, the night, the silence, the slow bell, the echoed answer. By no thing here or lacking can the eyes discover the 100 winter evenings that have gone between, nor know for sure the night is this and not that other. The room is here, the lamp is here. The mirror's leaning searches the same deep shadow where her knees were caught. All these are here within the room as I have seen them. Time has restored them. All is in that rainy autumn. Even the echoes of that night return to this, as they were when first the earthy evening brought them. Between this night and that, there is no human distance. There is no space an arm could not outreach by much, and yet the stars most far apart are not more distant. Between my hand that touched and her soft breast that touches the irredeemable past, as steep as tone, wider than water, like all the land and ocean stretches. We touch, and then, by that touching, farness are alone. Archibald MacLeish. Right.
What was his beef with Frost?
It wasn't. It was Robert Frost was jealous of MacLeish. So MacLeish was giving a reading at a college somewhere, and Robert Frost, this is a true story, ran in and started a fire. Someone threw a cigarette in a waste paper basket, and Frost stoked up the fire and then screamed, "Fire!" and everyone had to evacuate. It's a fact. So we will take these icons and turn them into human beings, please. These are just humans. Edgar Poe was only 5'8". He wasn't 10 foot tall, you know, and he was at West Point for a while. Losses. It was not dying, everybody died. It was not dying, we had died before in the routine crashes, and our fields called up the papers, wrote home to our folks, and the rates rose, all because of us. We died on the wrong page of the almanac, scattered on mountains 50 miles away, diving on haystacks, fighting with a friend. We blazed up on the lines we never saw. We died like ants or pets or foreigners. When we left high school, nothing else had died for us to figure we had died like. In our new planes with our new crews, we bombed the ranges by the desert or the shore, fired at towed targets, waited for our scores, and turned into replacements and woke up one morning over England operational. It wasn't different. But if we died, it was not an accident, but a mistake, but an easy one for anyone to make. We read our mail and counted up the missions. In bombers named for girls, we burned the cities we had learned about in school, till our lives wore out. Our bodies lay among the people we had killed and never seen. When we lasted long enough, they gave us medals. When we died, they said, "Our casualties are low." They said, "Here are the maps. We burned the cities." It was not dying. No, not ever dying. But the night I died, I dreamed that I was dead. And the cities said to me, "Why are you dying? We are satisfied if you are. But why did I die?" Randall Jarrell. You ought to read him. All right, here's two of mine, one for the season. Lilacs at night. Lilacs are cold at night. Damps and rain shiver. Gray after sundown calls fog. Soft-scented in vespers, serene as gloom waters dreams. Butterfly hides in her wet hair as spider sews and weaves darkness. Her fragrance like the breath of ferns, memory fleets before dawn. Her oils are muted in the shadows, night's novitiate, abbess, clothier of slate, of pitch and bituminous blues, gather round her cool and dewy shoulders. Bark wet, the lichen is moist, moss matted. Breezes whisper through purple petals, owls lead the choristers, crickets counterpoint, an assignation in raindrops, antique nocturne, her enigma. All right. And just one more, it's not that long. They say unto him, "Caesar's." Then saith he unto them, "Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's." Matthew 22:21, King James Version. Poem for Alfie Evans at Alderhay Children's Hospital in Liverpool, England, April 2018. 2.5 weeks before your second birthday, young master had become a celebrity, yet you knew the money-possessed doctors and NHS would allow you to die. Your story, Alfie, is one increasingly common across the planet, but focused on the Western world, removing custody of children from their parents and rendering it unto the state, removing babies from the womb before birth and rending them for the state. The Prime Minister did not save you. The Pope did not save you. Your queen did not save you. Neither did your mom and dad. Where were your relatives? Not storming Alder Hey. Even citizenship in Italy could not save you. I sit in the United States of Corporations and sent a state-redacted electronic email note to Prime Minister May. I do not think that even her assistants had seen it, but I tried, Alfie. I imagined you were my son, my baby on the cusp of his second birthday, and the state of a hospital cult would try to take you from me. That would not happen. For even as our babies are born in a toxic soup of EMF, poisons in the air, toxins in the food, herbicides in the water and our blood, I would not have rendered you unto Caesar, for you were no tax, but a human being, a baby, a beautiful English infant rendered unto the state. The similar fate of millions in British North America, your former kingdom's colonies, and the lion himself. The darkness rising in Albion is the darkness consuming the world. For you, Alfie, I will resist. For you and countless other children on earth, I will subvert.